Oh, I guess I'm live. I'm just going to hang out and see if anyone joins me. This is one of these spontaneous, splenic, let's just get on the line and keep it simple kind of a live stream. So I'm not sure if anyone's going to show up, but welcome, welcome, welcome if you're watching this later. This is sort of I guess you've noticed I've been putting out very short videos or just these live streams quite a bit lately, and it's because of everything else that's going on. And as a non-sacral being, being a projector, it is so important to know how to keep it simple because as I don't always know, and if you're a non-sacral being, you may not always know when enough is enough, because that's kind of the nature of the undefined sacral center. And I hope you can't hear Mr. Roomba up there, but he keeps going across the wood floor. So if you hear something, that's what it is. People aren't doing construction, it's just that. But getting back to the undefined sacral center and keeping it simple. That's why I've been sort of doing these live streams and doing short videos, because I need to just sort of ride that energy. And for me, it's that splenic energy of being in the moment, and of uh, doing what my intuition prompts me to do in a spurt. And I just wanted to share that with those of you who are non-sacral beings, whether you're a projector, a reflector, or a manifester. We all have this theme of not knowing when enough is enough, and not and having to really kind of keep it simple, and to remember that we are designed at times to work in a spurt, and it's not always consistent. So I hope I'm modeling to you on this channel one way that that can possibly be done, or for me specifically as a 3-5 splenic projector, listening to my intuition, getting on a live stream really quickly when I'm inspired, and uh, then just kind of letting that go. And what I've also learned with this is that a lot of times less is more when it comes to sharing wisdom, when it comes to, in my case, and if you're doing workshops or anything like that, or coaching people, or consulting with people, manifestors, if you're initiating people, a lot of times less is a whole lot more in those cases, because we don't always have this gauge because of the undefined sacral center to be able to know when another person is saturated. And I've been guilty of this over and over and over again, of just giving out way too much information. So one of the practices that I am working with in this keep it simple, non-sacral wisdom uh, growth point, I guess, is to know, to understand that less is always more, especially with the things that I offer. I may think that it's not enough, but the feedback I've been getting, like with readings and with workshops and things like that, is that it's more than enough. And then I know that once I get in the rabbit hole. If you've taken any of my workshops, like the Splenic Clinic that I did a couple years ago, or the emotional workshop that I just did earlier in the year, you kind of know that we can all go down the rabbit hole. And I can get in there with the details and the depth, and really overwhelm a lot of people. So that said, I want to tie that into our workshop that we're doing on Sunday. Our YouTube subscriber exclusive workshop for to celebrate 1,200 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting me. And if you haven't already subscribed and you like this style of how I share stuff about human design and personal development, you're invited to subscribe, and then to make sure you get videos, hit the button that says notifications, and you will get those things that you'll be notified of the videos as I upload them. So we have this workshop that's coming up on deconditioning on Sunday. It's at noon on Sunday, noon Eastern time on Sunday. It's on an unlisted YouTube link. And I will leave the link to actually register for that down below. I wasn't sure when I started talking about this exactly when I was going to do the workshop. So I was inviting people to sign up for it so that you would get this unlisted link. So, and that puts you in direct contact, or puts you on that list so that you get my newsletters and all of that. Of course, you know, if that's not what you're interested in, if you get into that and you don't want to receive my newsletters I say every week, but it's really every 10 days or so, maybe sometimes 2 weeks. If you don't find those useful or valuable, you can always unsubscribe, but don't unsubscribe until after the workshop to make sure that you get the reminders and all of that. So anyway, keeping it simple with this workshop, I put out a couple of polls on our community tab, and a lot of you said that you wanted to explore deconditioning, and along with that, deconditioning and how that relates to your decision-making authority. When I got into it and I started kind of outlining some of my thoughts about it, I realized that that was going to lead me down that rabbit hole where you wouldn't get the opportunity to really interact and really understand and integrate just this one piece of deconditioning. So I'm going to keep our workshop simple and just focus on deconditioning, focus on how to recognize conditioning in your life, first of all, and talk about what the deconditioning process is about, how you go about doing that, or being in that. It's not necessarily something that you do. It's something that you experience after you've sort of been initiated with this understanding of your chart. So so that's what I'm going to focus on, and we're going to save that decision-making authority piece for another time. I don't know if I will do that through video or through YouTube, because I've got some plans in the works of taking some of the content, even if, depending on how it turns out, from our unlisted workshop, and breaking it up, editing it, and putting it into a membership program, a low-cost membership program for those who aren't on YouTube, or maybe those of you who want to just kind of take it in little pieces. That's a little bit down the line, but I just wanted you to know where I'm coming from with this. I really want to focus on this one thing, because if you can really get and understand what deconditioning is about, and I'm hoping some of you, like Judy, you know, I know you've been in your experiment for a while. I'm hoping you can make it and chat in some of your experiences about your deconditioning process. I really want this to be interactive. I want to be able to share some of my insights, and for you to have time to process and share some of yours as well, just around this piece of recognizing and understanding conditioning, how it can affect you, what it's about, and the process of deconditioning that happens over a 7-year period. So yeah, and you know, so this is just some wisdom for those of us who are non-sacral beings that I've come to realize, is that it really pays to keep it simple. And because I don't innately know through my undefined sacral center when enough is enough, I have to trust that less is more. So, by the way, speaking of all non-sacral beings, I had originally planned today to do a video for emotional manifestors because an emotional manifestor initiated a request on that. So keep your eye out for that. For those of you who are manifestors or love manifestors, that is going to be coming here in the next couple of days. So I've got some comments here. Yes. Masamink is, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. For us non-sacrals, even for us energy projectors, knowing when a trigger can happen for us to know when to stop or stave off is important. It is, and it's a daily practice, at least for me. Maybe it's different for you, but it's a daily practice of checking in. Is this enough? My chart isn't on Facebook. It might be on my website, on my about page, sandyfreschi.com, Freschi.com. Even generators need to know triggers too, though they don't, they just bounce back quicker. So true, so true. You know, I find that generators and manifesting generators, yes, the manifesting generators, especially when I observe them, I'm sure it depends on the chart, okay? Because there are all kinds of things in charts that are, I did a video on why some generators feel like projectors. Most of the circuitry in the channels in the human design chart are actually projected channels because they're not connected to the sacral center, or they're not connected to a motor that goes to the throat. So a lot of people have this projected aspect of them. And then there are, but getting back to the generators and the manifesting generators, and what I've observed is that manifesting generators a lot of times know when to stop, and generators do too. I hate to overuse the example of my generator husband, but he knows when to come in off of his tractor, because we live on a farm with an orchard, and take a nap. And I may still be buzzing around, but he knows when to stop and take a nap. And you would think that these generators and manifesting generators are go, 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 and never stop. But when they're really listening to their sacral motor, they can respond to when it's time to rest. So it's pretty interesting to watch. So that's it for the news and for the message to non-sacral beings to remember to keep it simple, and remember that you don't always know when enough is enough. And I'm wondering if maybe, I know it's past the middle of the week, but I want to play with my cards, if that's okay with you guys, and see if there's any other insight that or guidance that maybe we can get from our expanded consciousness. So let's see if there's something that would be good for us to process or focus upon. So take a deep breath. We'll see what happens if it has any connection to what we were talking about with keeping it simple. Let's see what happens here. So I'm just gonna shuffle until something pops out at me here. Oh, here's one. Oh, do what you love. So there it is. Do what you love. And I love how there's there's water in the hand here, and there's somebody swimming, and there's a lotus, and there's someone sitting on the edge, and it's just this imagery of flow and blossoming, blooming, and being fully supported in that when you do what you love. So let's see what Sonia Choquette actually says about this. And if you haven't been on any of these live streams before, I'm using Sonia Choquette's Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose cards. So do what you love. How does this relate to keeping it simple and recognizing your triggers of not knowing when enough is enough? Okay, so it says, are you eager to find the real you, but don't know where or how to start? Are you ready to love, but don't have anyone to commit to? Are you willing to plunge into your soul's journey, but can't find the diving board? Are you wondering where the spiritual pot of gold is? Well, get ready to find it. Your soul's purpose right now is to simply do what you love. Everything going awry in your life is due to your drifting too far away, and it's time to get back on track. Shake off the dreariness and long suffering attitude of the five sensory world of duty and sacrifice and prepare to love your life once again. Your soul is being called to help you get what you desire more than ever. If you follow this call, you'll attract everything else that you seek as well. Your soul's lesson: stop sacrificing your time with unloving thoughts, commitments, and activities that close your heart. If you love to sing, lift your voice for at least 10 minutes today. If you enjoy cooking, prepare your favorite meal. If you have a passion for painting, spend at least half an hour at the canvas before going to sleep. And if you love daydreaming, do that today without restraint or guilt. My teacher once said, build your life around your heart. Don't try to shove your heart into your overbooked, busy life. What do you love? Can you name it? Start there and follow the clues, and you'll find your treasure along the way. So this can kind of, I'm feeling like this can kind of be the follow on, the reason, the big why of keeping it simple. Why it's important to keep it simple, because there really needs to be space to be in whatever it is that you love, to experience more of what you love. And if you don't know what you love, or have lost touch with it, there's really that need to create the space to allow it to kind of to bloom and blossom and to flow in your experience. And I think that's it. If you guys have some insight on that for yourselves, go for it. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about doing what you love as it relates to keeping it simple and knowing when enough is enough. I know for me, a lot of times, if I really am excited about something and I'm going down the rabbit hole, forgetting that I do need to keep it simple. I do need to remember that less is more. That I'll look up at some point and realize that I'm not necessarily fully enjoying my life. And enjoyment, as you may know if you're a projector, enjoyment and love and all of that, especially for the projector strategy of waiting for invitations, that's what we're living while we're waiting. Same thing with generators too. Generators have to wait for things to respond to, but as they're responding, they're sort of weeding out the things that they love and they don't love, and they're going toward the things that they love. And so doing what you love, and of course manifestors just need to do what they love and inform other people about it. And how would reflectors do that? Reflectors need to be in those environments that they love. So, love kind of fuels it all. Love for us non-sacral beings can kind of be a guide for knowing that we need to create space for those things. And by having that less is more awareness, it really can help. So let's take about 3 deep breaths together. I'm going to close it up here. Take 3 deep breaths together. And as you inhale, imagine that you're inhaling space. And as you're exhaling, intend to exhale anything that is cumbersome, that has lodged itself in your body, your awareness, your energy field. And inhale again. Inhale more space and expansiveness and room for those things you love. And exhale out anything, any energy, vibration, awareness of those things in your life that you don't love, and let those go. And one more time, inhaling expansiveness, space, spaciousness. And exhaling anything that is complicated and burdensome. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on. And remember that our workshop is this Sunday. I'm going to post a link down below for you to go ahead and register to get the unlisted link. And if you can't make it, register anyway, because you will get a copy of the unlisted link. And I'm hoping that we'll have some people on there who will want to discuss or share some things about their own deconditioning process or questions about conditioning. And it will be a rich experience and a rich conversation for all of us. So until the next time, guys, be well and have a good rest of your week.